Hi there, welcome to you. Can you hear me, viewers? Thank you for responding with yes. Let me welcome the participants first, then a brief live chat of around 20 to 30 minutes about a topic regarding Ethiopian case for sea access. Lilo, first viewer who commented, welcome Lilo. Jacob, second one. Emmanuel says, wow, is this live? First time on here. Have been watching your videos since the 2020 start of the Tigray war, Sajid. Thank you, Emmanuel, for joining. It's good to hear that you have been watching My Views and News since 2020. Uh, Tilly Kashagiri joined. Mr. Samra joined. His name is Sham Tinsayo. Filtik is the first member who joined tonight's live chat. Says good evening. Thank you for joining, Filtik. Members are always welcome, by the way, to be on My Views and News. If anyone wants to send a video or an audio with no provocative, hateful content, I'll be happy to share it on My Views and News. You can be a member. Link is given in description section of this live chat and about section of the channel. Simon joined. Simon has been a regular participant of live chats. Biruka Shene here. Matikko Dima, Med Abdwali, Minghan, Enoch, uh, Alhamdo Omar, I'm fine. Mingham says, Minghan, before you talk about the case for what we see in Gaza, war is the United Nations even relevant in enforcing anything? Well, I got your question. Basically, you're saying that is UN relevant? I don't see UN as very relevant, by the way, but UN consists of nations. Global powers play the main role, especially Security Council members, permanent members. So UN has to listen to those who give budget to the UN, America, others. Perfetto here, Ducato Travel, M Saib Security says, I always enjoy your balanced views. Thank you, Saib Security. He's been also watching me since for 5 years since I started covering Tigray war. Hinuk says, Sajid, you keep always skeptical on every intelligence against Abiy, but I never question anything when it benefits Abiy regime. Give me one example. Give me one example. Then I will explain. Not right. Not right always. Give me examples. Solomon Fisseha joined. Says, hello, brother Sajid. Please pray for no war. Yes, all of us should pray for no war. At the same time, we should play our role in averting the war, which we can do, by the way. I can play a role by telling the truth. Whatever is being said, I can analyze that. I can expose the lies. That's what my job is. I should ensure that I don't take any sides. I don't uh, provoke people. In your capacity, you should also work to say no to war. Everyone has to work, I think. Mingan says the three big powers, all of them are against Ethiopian aggressive sea access case. Which three powers, Mingan? Guracha joined Dane Akobe here. Enoch says the drone, for example. Come on. I mentioned three types of evidences in that video when I rejected the news about a drone uh, uh, shooting down incident. I said no footage, it makes sense. By the way, when drone strikes are conducted, it's difficult to get footages. Why? It is difficult to get videos. Why? Because only the party which conducted drone strike can release the video. But when drones are shot down, then videos generally come out. Why? Because the party which shot down the drone, it records videos. Debris of drone falls somewhere. Locals of the area sometimes see the drone falling. So when drones are shot down, generally, not always, videos come out, pictures too. And then local sources also make confirmation. I rely on my sources. I haven't been able to verify it. How can I support it? I don't care whether the news is pro Abi, anti Abi, pro Irati, anti. I don't care about it. What matters is my process of verification. Gadisa Jer Tahir. Emmanuel says, even though Gitacho said war is not imminent, what's the likelihood in your opinion? Well, Emmanuel, I cannot answer this question in a few words. I think we need to have some foundation to give an assessment. So I'll explain that maybe in some videos or live chat. Miller, I'll do a video on that. Sound is getting interrupted. Phil Thick says, any problem with sound? Enoch, I quoted the source. I said AFP said 16 casualties happened. Can you hear me now, viewers? Internet speed is very slow tonight. It will get better. It will get better. It's a temporary problem. I think it will be fixed soon. Yeah, I'm back. I'm back. Well, I was explaining my report about the drone strike on Tigray military and the claims of a drone shot down. I said when I mentioned casualties of TDF soldiers, I mentioned the source AFP reported that 16 soldiers were killed of Tigray military. I did not report that. I only quoted them. Problem is that if you think that uh, I should confirm whatever is being said by others, that won't happen. I confirm the don't strike in afar on a far side of the border when Tigray military was denying it, TPLF was denying it. But I think now all neutral sources are confirming that don't strikes happened on a far side of the border. No one can give an exact number of casualties. I did not give the exact number of casualties. I said people were killed. AFP said 16 were killed, maybe 16 were killed. When it comes to the claim that ENDF's drone was shot down near Bore or Birhale, there is no evidence whatsoever. How can I endorse such claims? Ephraim Tisfaye says, why was Eritrea not involved in the military exercise in the Red Sea? I think it was involved, but its participation was not visible. Eritrea is not known for having frigates or any modern warships. So its presence in military naval maneuvers was I think, dwarfed by the major powers. I mean, Saudis, Egyptians, they have modern sea vessels. So their sea vessels just stole the show. Eritrea did participate, I think. Goracha says, why do you think TPLF lies every time it opens its mouth? I never said that, Goracha. You see, Goracha wants me to say something which I never said. Oh my God. I'm fine, Yeni. How are you? Any update about negotiation with Jalmar or Skandar is saying, I rejected that report. I said the news of negotiations, a report of negotiation between Ola and government was not correct, and I still maintain my position that Jalmaro is not talking to the government. I'm fine. Beatam, how are you? Rumors were spread. There are no contacts between Jalmaro and the government negotiations. Let's start, viewers. Abi has found a new ally, it seems. Can I start, viewers? Samson says, have you ever been contacted by Ethiopian government side to propagate their ideas? Well, I am contacted by everyone, to be honest. People from all sides contact me. Sometimes women too, by the way. Uh, they contact me from Pakistan, contact me from Europe, from US, from Ethiopia. They have their own agenda. They have their own ways of offering me something. But the day I start telling lies, I think there'll be no purpose of making videos. There'll be no purpose of being on my views and news. I dreamed of making this YouTube channel a platform for the truth. So no matter what the offer is, it will be declined. Let's start, viewers. We're being distracted. Let's start. Okay, let me start. Just give me less than 10 minutes, 5 minutes. I'll wrap up the live chat. Abiy has definitely found a new ally for his case for sea access. 2 years ago, when the Ethiopian Prime Minister raised the slogan of access to sea, there was no voice in Africa, at least in Africa, in support of Abiy. There are so many landlocked countries in the world, in Africa too, but they did not have the uh, courage, maybe the audacity to raise the slogan of sea access, because if they raise such slogans, slogans will lead to conflicts with neighboring countries. But 48 hours ago, an African leader of a landlocked country spoke. And what this man said seems to be a repetition of Abiy's arguments. Whatever Ethiopian PM has been saying for the last 2 years, almost all these points were mentioned by an African leader who is the head of a landlocked country. I'm talking about Yoweri Museveni. Some viewers were spot on. Yoweri Museveni, 48 hours ago, spoke about access to the sea. Uganda is a landlocked. It uses canyon ports. The arguments which Yoweri Museveni made are similar to the arguments which Ethiopian PM has been sharing in his videos, in his speeches. What did Yoweri Museveni say? Yoweri firstly said that some countries have sea access, others have no sea access. That's not fair. He said, how can I export my produce? Sea access is linked to economic progress and self defense. Then he threatened Kenya. He said, we have been talking to Kenya, talk start, then stop, then again start and stop. It has been ongoing. And then he said, ocean is ours. Ocean is ours. If this issue is not solved, we'll have future wars. Almost all the points which Ethiopian PM has been mentioning were repeated by Yoweri Museveni. He said access to sea is needed for economic progress. It is needed for defense. It is needed to be self reliant. And in the end, he threatened, he said, wars could erupt. If Kenya does not agree to give us access to the sea, wars could erupt. Just like Ethiopia says, Red Sea is ours, he said, ocean is ours. So other African leaders are learning tricks from Ethiopian PM Abiy's playbook. The slogan of sea access started by Abiy is now being used by other African leaders to demand similar sea access. He criticized political organizations to Yoweri Museveni. So it means that at least now Abiy has one ally in the neighborhood, and that is Yoweri Museveni, who supports Ethiopian case for sea access. Abel says Uganda invading Kenya like Ethiopia invading Eritrea. Does it mean that Kenya and Eritrea can be allies? Yes, very interesting point. If landlocked countries are forming an allies, those with coasts can also form an alliance. Mule Mitiko says Uganda does not have the capacity to invade Kenya. Really? Are you saying that Uganda is weaker militarily than Kenya? Help Full Meter says that's hardly an ally since Ethiopian claim is having historical reasons. Well, Yoweri Museveni might manufacture some historical reasons. Elijah Kano says, fellow traveler better describes Museveni. Ally would be too big a word. Well, I think if you remember, a few months ago, we reported about Abiy's efforts to engage African landlocked countries. I think I did a video on that or a live chat, and in that I mentioned that Abiy is talking to other landlocked countries and he wants to build a sort of alliance. Somali man says Uganda is stronger than Kenya militarily. Uh, I don't know. I haven't done the research, but you could be right. I think Ugandans, or you cannot say that Kenya has considerable edge over Uganda. Uganda is involved in South Sudan too. It was involved in Democratic Republic of Congo as well. So we cannot say it's a weak country militarily. Lilo says, is there any country who will support Ethiopia from Red Sea countries? I don't know. Uh, they will support access for Ethiopia to Red Sea through other countries. I mean, I don't think that they will oppose uh, that Ethiopia won't have sea access to Red Sea, no matter which the countries, which is going to give access to Ethiopia. Egypt opposes this type of access. Egypt says Ethiopia should not have access to the Red Sea, to any country. But I think that if Ethiopia strikes a deal with Eritrea about sea access, I don't think that other Red Sea countries will oppose it. Yusuf says, when are you going to do analysis of war? Soon, hopefully tomorrow. Jamal says your live chat is losing uh, interest. Well, I think live chat is getting more views, to be honest. It's getting more views, it is getting more watch time. The topics which I choose for live chat are generally topics which involve engagement too. Viewers write their comments. I read their comments. I give my views. I read their views too. Abe says Abe claimed to have number one air force by 2030. Is it likely? Well, uh, what is number one air force? Number one air force is the air force which has the best weapon systems, air machines, the best drone operators, the best pilots, the best air defense systems, the best aircraft maintenance systems, the best air machine manufacturing facilities. So all that takes time. Having a few modern jets or modern drones won't make you number one air force. I think Ethiopia will need billions and billions of dollars to be number one, even in Africa. So let's pray for peace, because if there is no peace, these people will continue spending on military. Blue is talking about a new statement by Egypt. Well, I think Egypt is just pressurizing Ethiopia. Talks with Ethiopia going to start under the auspices of Americans. So before that, Egypt is building pressure on Ethiopia, I think. And if Ethiopia agrees with Egypt about GERD issue, Egypt could be a bit soft towards Ethiopian case for sea access. First light, Uganda wants Ethiopia type of sea access, which Ethiopia wants. Is linking it to it is linking the sea access to self-defense as well. It has been using neighboring countries' ports, so it already has sea access, but it's repeating what Abi is saying. With 32 minutes have passed, I think we should end the live chat. I talked about Ugandan president's statement about sea access. He threatened to wage war against Kenya. Abiy seems to have found a new ally. Will other landlocked countries issue similar statements in coming days? Could that lead to landlocked versus not landlocked nations in Africa? Let's see what happens. Thanks for watching. Stay blessed, viewers. I'll be back tomorrow. Till then, bye bye.